Welcome to the gunshells.com lobby chat.
Test 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hello, how's it going, man? Looks dark over there. Turn on a flashlight or something. Turn on a lamp. Light a candle. Storm candle. Storm lantern. Oh, you're in a car?
Yeah, I'm in my car.
All right, drive safely, man.
I got to drive fast to where you going. What's going on, though? Oh, man. Hey, did they, is there another chat going on right now?
Maybe the Daily Gun Show is on. They're starting to do that later in the day. But GWeb said they were going to talk about pizza, and my cardiologist doesn't let me eat pizza, so it's off my menu. So I had Spanish rice and salsa for lunch. I think I'll have chicken noodle soup for dinner.
Oh, I'm about to go to Chipotle. You know what? I'm going to get some Five Guys, but I can't eat all that.
I just don't want to hear the six words that I don't want to hear from my thoracic surgeon is I have to go back in. Those are 6 words I do not want to hear. Because it's like 2 or 3 months of sheer pain and agony after that. And I'm unconscious when he goes in, but waking up in the hospital bed the next day is not an easy thing to deal with. Do any Second Amendment stuff today?
I carried a gun.
Oh, that's good enough for me. What you carrying?
Oh, I thought he wanted to play. Hold on. Wait on this car to pull beside me if he wants to play. Nah, he don't want to play. But usually I carry a Glock, but I carried my shield today.
Shield? Okay. Do they have a new generation, a Gen 2 or something now, or?
For the shield? No. For the full-size M&P, yeah.
Full-size M&P has a new generation, okay. I don't follow it too much.
I pay attention. I'm going to buy one eventually. I don't know. I always buy M&Ps and sell them, but I might get one of those and keep it.
So why not is it just more ergonomic than the Glock? Is that why you carried it?
No, I like Glock better, and I like M&Ps, but I don't know. I don't like them as much as Glock, so I just get rid of them. Keep pitching them. It's like a dime a dozen, man.
Well, as long as it goes bang when you need it to. Which hopefully you don't need it to, but.
I mean, the trigger needs to be better, but they say they has a better trigger in the new one, but you know, who knows? I still would throw an Apex trigger in it if I was to get another one. So, I don't know, but it's great guns. I mean, I'm probably gonna get the new one though, the 2.0. I like it. I like it the way it looks a little better. And I'm seeing them online like in the 450, 460 range, so they're out of a good price. I don't know, eventually.
Well, as soon as my leg gets better, as soon as my ankle finishes healing up, I'm gonna take out all my long guns and shoot steel. Spend a day, maybe camp out overnight, shoot all day, shoot in the morning the next day, make a camping video out on the range.
Yeah, we gotta wait till the weather get better over here.
Yeah, I sprained my ankle a while back, and it's taken its own sweet time about getting better. And where I go shooting, it's a lot of loose, hard gravel, and it's got to be 100% good to go before I go running around, running and gunning on it. So.
Right.
But it's warm enough. It's 81 degrees, sunshiny day.
Yeah, where you live at?
Hawaii, Kailua Kona.
Oh shit. Yeah, you don't really got to worry about winter.
No, it's temperature's the same as winter as it is in summer. We're pretty near the equator, I think. So.
Right. Yeah, we've had the last couple of days over here. It's been good, but last night it rained. But you know, you couldn't even tell it snowed now. But I don't know. About into March, should be pretty warm. So.
What state are you in?
Virginia.
Virginia. Whoa, somebody's blinding you. Those lights.
That's the light bulb. That's the light bulb.
Oh, that's just the street lights.
So you've been paying attention to I guess everybody's putting out like these NSA videos or whatever.
Yeah, I signed the repeal the Hughes Amendment on the WhiteHouse.gov when GWeb's posted the link for that in the main, Gun Channel's feed. So you just have to click on it, and then you sign, you put your email address and your name, and then you just wait to get a confirming email from the White House, and then you're good. But I don't think it's going to pass. We got 10 days to get another 86,000 signatures. I don't know if that's going to happen. I kind of doubt it, but.
Well, signing that isn't going to get it to pass. I think that gets them to I think they say if it gets like 100,000 signatures, they look at it or something. I don't know. But
yeah.
We got a couple years at least. If Trump's going to do it at all, or they're going to push it through at all, we got a couple years at least.
Yeah. They got a lot of stuff to do, and he's getting all tied up on other stuff. He's like getting tied up on the whole, immigration thing in court, and shit. He's tweeting about his daughter's clothesline getting pulled from Nordstrom's instead of the Second Amendment. So you need to get it to focus.
Well, I mean, that's what everyone asks for. This guy who cares more about his own celebrity. You gotta kind of know that going into it. If you're gonna vote for him, this guy really doesn't give a shit about you. He only cares about himself. He's gonna pass certain things just to make him look good. He really doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I think that's the honest truth. But I wish people would realize that. You know what I mean? Like, it's only doing the shit for his own fucking upward mobility. You know.
Upward mobility. The guy's worth $10 billion. How much more upward mobility does he need?
And he wants $10 billion more. You know what I mean?
He's in charge of the nuclear weapons. He can do anything he wants. How much upward mobility does the guy fucking need?
He wants to be fucking the king of the universe. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't stop with a guy like that. It doesn't stop. You know what I mean? He isn't humble at all. You know what I mean? Nothing. He will not be. He cannot be satisfied. It's just,
Well, you know.
like I said, you got to know that going into it. So anything that gets passed isn't because he's a Second Amendment supporter. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's none of this shit. He only does it, you know, for his own gain.
Well, it's better than Hillary. Just imagine President Hillary Clinton.
Oh, definitely better than Hillary. But I think I don't know. There's so much other important shit, and as much as anybody else, I would love to have free reign on any fucking type of gun or whatever that I want to own. You know, but there's so much other shit that has to be worried about in the government. That's not nowhere near first priority. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying stop fighting for the shit. No, let's keep fighting on. But
yeah, being president, you get all the hard decisions. You don't get any. None of the decisions you get are easy. Somebody else makes the easy decisions. You just get the tough ones.
Yeah, everything has a pro and a con on both sides. So there's four fucking different ones. You know what I mean? So there's, you know, the world is fucking complicated. This shit.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons when there's not just two sides to every issue. There's like, you know, you need those 20-sided dice. There's like 20 different solutions to every issue. You know.
Right, and none of them are perfect. You know what I mean? You do one thing, you do one good thing, and it fucks up 10 bad things. You know what I mean? It fucks up 10 other things. Because, you know, it's very hard to balance. But, you know, I personally don't think he's the right man for the job. But it damn sure wasn't Hillary. So, you know, we got what we got. You know,
well, I'm praying for him. I'm praying for him. He's our president. He's in charge.
He does a good job. Yeah, I hope it does. Any president, I hope they do a good job. You know what I mean? And you know, he stops getting less criticism. He makes good decisions, and you know, not fuck us over. But regardless, you know, my life's gonna be the same when I go to sleep and wake up the next day. So I don't dwell on it too much. I mean, but yeah, I would hope something get passed. This hearing act thing though, the hearing protection thing, that'd be nice. Get some suppression.
Yes, it would. It would be awesome.
So I hope that shit goes through pretty quick, but I doubt it too. I think everything's gonna take a while. Only thing I hope is that, you know, people don't stop pushing for it, you know, because that's what happens. Like right now, there's a big push for everything, you know, but nothing's gonna happen right now. So 6 months later, nobody's gonna be talking about that shit. You know?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out healthcare, and that's like complicated enough, you know, and how long is that going to take for them to figure out, if they ever figure it out? You know, that's not an easy nut to crack.
Right.
Then tax cuts and you know, monetary policy, and Jesus Christ. Going to be he's got a lot of stuff to work on. This country is in big trouble with a very large national debt, and you know, Europe is, you know, the banks in Europe are the euro is that they got an election in France, they got an election in Germany, and Greece is ready to fall out of the euro again, eurozone again. Germany wants to blame, it's funny, I saw this thing on Zero Hedge. Germany wants to blame Greece and the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund blames Germany and Greece blames Germany and the International Monetary Fund problems. So, you know, it's just so screwed up in Europe. I mean, every country drops out of the eurozone, and the EU is going to be kaput, depending on how the elections go.
Yeah. Shit, I used to work at the IMF in one of the World Bank buildings.
Yeah, it's an interconnected world, and it's all all the countries have the same problems we do, except most of them are worse.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Got a point. Yep, it's hard, man, to juggle everything. I think, especially us as gun owners, Second Amendment people, I mean, we want what we want, but we gotta understand other shit matters, you know what I mean? We don't want to have,
You got to put out the biggest fire first.
we don't want to be able to get every gun we can own, and then we're stuck with no health care and 80% tax. You know what I mean? That's extreme, but you know what I mean? You get my point.
Yeah, or they ban cash. All the banks close.
Right, yeah.
It's just
right. Yeah, we're looking at like Greece. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just shit like that is, everything be all fucked up. We can have all our guns. That's not smart.
Yeah, I like to have all my guns. I just don't want to need them because the whole world's gone to hell.
Right. Exactly. I'd rather have a perfectly smooth, great life and keep the guns I have than have all the guns in the world and my life all fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Let's see. Let's see what's on Zero Hedge or 24-hour gold. Haven't looked at those websites for a while.
So what?
I just want to check out some websites see what's happening out there.
How are you?
Working
hard.
Zero Hedge. See what's on Zero Hedge. On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone drops to 0. All right.
You're working so hard, I don't want to disturb you. I used to work in the kitchen for 4 years for a company. Yeah, every day we had to clean everything till it looked brand new. I was like, oh, I hated it.
I used to I started out when I was in elementary school. I had a job washing all the dishes, and I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna bowl. Yes, to go. I'm gonna get the cilantro rice. Yeah, the white rice.
White rice.
Black beans and fajita.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm at Chipotle.
We don't have one of those on the Big Island.
Okay. Oh, okay. The fresh ones, yeah, that's good. Chorizo? Yes. The tomato salsa, sour cream, and cheese. That's it.
DHS report: Trump wall to cost $22 billion and takes 3.5 years to build.
As long as they pay $85 an hour, I'm going down there to help. Hello. I get chips and a grapefruit drink. Thank you. Enjoy your night. Take it easy.
Silver market set up for a much higher price movement than gold. Let's see. SRS Rocco report. I can never tell which way this stuff is going to go and when. If I knew when the price of silver was going to skyrocket, I'd load up the boat.
Thank you. My bad. I was ordering my food. What are you talking about?
I was talking about all kinds of stuff. The Trump wall is going to cost $22 billion and take 3.5 years to build. And I'm reading an article about the silver bars.
Excuse me. Can I get a container? A container? I'm sorry.
Net import reliance's percentage of total consumption was 72%.
Sorry. Thank you.
The World Gold Council may be underestimating Chinese physical gold demand.
What you reading that, huh?
I'm reading Zero Hedge, an article on Zero Hedge about silver and gold.
You're welcome. Enjoy your night. Shit. I'm fucking slow. Ridiculous. Oh. Woo! Fuck back up the chat, man. I had the time every night.
You aren't going to eat while you're driving, are you?
No. I'm around the corner from my job.
All right.
I wish I want to start back up my chat, but I don't have the time, man.
Hey, it's just a lobby. Don't worry about it, man.
No, I know, but I used to have a show I did once a week or a couple days a week, but I just didn't have the time for it anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Real life, interferes with the internet sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. My only rule, everybody would have. Well, if I started it back, I would make everybody have to have a camera. I hate people not having cameras.
Well, I have a camera, but it'd be dark, like with you, because I don't have any lighting in this room.
Well, what I mean, if I was doing a show, I'd be in the house. I mean, the lobby's cool, but if I was running my show, I'd rather have cameras. People talking about stuff, showing stuff. I don't know, it'd be more engaging.
Well, yeah, it helps if you have a topic that.
Yeah, we'll be on subject and everything.
Lobby is just like anything goes.
Cool. I remember I did one time. I had just randomly, from posting pictures on Google Hangouts, I met this dude that was from Baltimore, Maryland, and he had his carry permit. We had him on, and he was talking about how he got it. He ended up being a correctional officer, and it's real easy for them to get it because they can use, they get threats on a daily basis inside the prison, so they can use that for caring for their safety to get a permit in Maryland. It's pretty cool. He's telling us his experiences with getting pulled over, and having a permit, things like that. Plus, living in Baltimore City, where it's a little bit more strict.
I don't know if I'd like a job as a correctional officer just to get a permit. I mean, man.
No, he was already a correctional officer. He just happened to get a permit.
I mean, because, you get threats from the Aryan Brotherhood, and they mean it. They aren't just talking. They mean it. They're going to come after your family and you and kill everybody.
In that area, the big thing is a gang in Baltimore called, I think it's called a Black Mafia family or Black Guerrilla Mafia or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That is called. Yeah,
I did a show about that when that thing about the press hit the fan.
Oh, okay.
About that thing in prison with the prison.
Huh?
I did a show about that a long time ago, hangout about the Black Gorilla family, when, you know, that whole thing broke about them being in prison and controlling the prison and stuff.
Yeah. They were still like selling a bunch of drugs on the street from the prison. The leader was fucking like a few different guards and got one of them pregnant, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was. And I think some of them threatened me in the comments because they didn't like what I said on the show.
Right.
I don't think any of them can get to Hawaii anyhow. So.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Baltimore's crazy. But Baltimore also has like Bloods and Crips too. So.
There are still Bloods and Crips out there.
What?
Those gangs are still active.
Hell yeah.
I don't know these things.
Probably not as crazy as it was in like the 90s. Nowhere near. But you know what I mean. You know, now it's just like take Chicago. Their gangs aren't really gangs anymore. It's more, they move more towards a neighborhood thing than a gang thing.
Well, I think there are drug cartels that fight over the street corners because.
Huh? No, I wish. Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of that going on, man. But it's so with gangs. I mean, I guess it's not the same anymore.
It's about the money. It's about the money.
Well, it's not even that. I think that you got young kids that used to, you know, they could get these young kids in a gang and do their business, and then these young kids aren't going to listen to you. You got to worry about the young kids, the one that's going to teach you the gang in here. And there's really no leader, you know, like it is. So, you know, when there is issues, there's no wiser person to say, hey, you know, y'all doing too much. I mean, because that's what you had in the 90s, you know, especially take Chicago. It was a gang capital of the United States. It's ridiculous. Like those guys, you got your Vice Lords, you got your Black Disciples, you got your Gangster Disciples, and your Peace Stones. It's like the 4 major gangs, and then everything breaks down from those. But now those gangs are like mixed together in different neighborhood gangs, you know. So
well, my understanding was that it was just, you know, each gang was fighting over control of a specific street corner because each street corner is worth, you know, so many $1 million in drug sales every month, you know, or every several months.
I doubt it's that much money, you know, per. But right now, what I've seen is that it's more gotten to the fact that, you know, after they dismantled all the gangs by, you know, knocking down all the, you know, high-rise projects, everything is really retaliation. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing on Chicago. It's like everything is really retaliation. So you killed my cousin 7 years ago, so I killed your cousin, or I killed you, and then you guys gonna retaliate, and it's just back and forth.
Well, there's a grave full of dead people all over their Chicago cemeteries to retaliate for, and it's an endless supply of shit to retaliate for, scores to be settled.
Right. Yeah. But that's what I think it is. I think that's really all retaliation. You know what I mean? Because that gang structure isn't there anymore like it was. You know, all the big guys, the leaders that started the gangs and stuff like that are in jail, you know.
Or dead.
Yeah, or dead, yeah. I think like the biggest guy from like Chicago was a guy named Larry Hoover. I don't know if he's dead or in jail, but he's not walking the street. So, you know, once they the problem is that, you know, the thinking that once you cut the head off, the body will fall. Island. Like that. You cut the structure out, and now everything runs rampant. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happens.
Chaos. It's disorganized crime is what it is.
Yeah. Right? What you doing, yo? Why are you pulling your dick out? That's gay. Hold on, brother. Hey, man, I had to see what you was working with.
Tell him he's on the internet, so.
digging in your ass, man? Come on, man. You still got your butt plug in? I hear that. Nice and loose now. Oh, nice and loose now. Got that salt and pepper. He just need to go all the way gray. Look at him. Not so a fox. Hood is a stud. Hood is a stud. It's like an adult Harry Potter. It's a stud, man. He is, yo. He is, yo. Fuck this shit up. You got your girl riding his broomstick. Yeah. See what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You grab her right by the pussy, too.
Open that door.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? That looks silly, man. Oh, shit. Hey, bro, we're good? All right.
Where do you work at? What's your job?
I do stuff.
Stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I won't ask again.
I do stuff with guns.
Well, be safe out there.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world.
It's nothing major. It's nothing too major. I sleep most of the night. I'm a lazy ass. Oh. All right. Hey, bro. No, never mind. But, I was gonna tell you DOE is hiring too. Yo, you got it too? Okay. All right. Did he send you the link? No. Okay, I got the link. Okay, I got the link. He said the app's got to be in before the 28th. So, yeah. Good. I just Mr. Martin did my resume for me the other day. Scott Martin, Sam. Yeah, black guy. Yeah. Going to the Special Forces, dude. Well, that's where we're going, man. Go right to Special Forces, man. You don't really force special, dude. Out of here. Smoke some hydro. You want your next stop? That would be nice, but I don't see that working out for me. Unless somebody offers me a bunch of money with retirement. Or just a whole bunch of money where I can put away from my own retirement. Not count. Nobody. I might go out there this weekend. You gonna be out there? What? You gonna be out there? I might go out there this weekend. Tomorrow. Oh, about what? Oh, wow. I've never seen Spaceball, but I love this element. Yeah, that's my favorite part, yeah. He killed it. He killed it. Are you still here, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Where the fuck is everybody at? Did nobody come to the lobby anymore?
Not so much.
DC? Oh, I know. I've been up here since I was like in the third grade. I've never been to one. Nor the White House, nor the Capitol, nor the Monument. I've never seen none of that shit. Yeah. Because I drive by him every day. I don't want to go up close and look at him. I don't need to. Well, that's how I feel. One day, we're going to check it out. Oh,
I don't drive up to the volcano every day. I know it's there.
I couldn't do volcanoes, man.
Why not?
No, I'm not about that life. Nope. Can't run fast enough to the volcano. I don't do earthquakes, hurricanes. I don't do no natural disasters, man. I'm trying to stay in that disaster-free zone.
Well, it's not really a disaster. It's just an active volcano.
Yeah, active is enough. Yeah, volcano is enough. It doesn't have to be active. I ain't with it. Yeah, I can keep that.
Well, it's pretty amazing to see up close. A lake of lava.
I look at pictures. I've seen it on YouTube. I thought as far as I want to go.
Yeah, they've got like this fire, gigantic. Hang on. I got a phone call I got to take. Yeah, hello? Yeah.
Hey, hold on, Arnold. You're infantry, right? Yes, I knew it. Yes, that's 10 to 10 now. That's 10 to like 11 now. God, can't wait to talk to you. Nothing. Yeah, careful to have a running count on who's infantry and who's opposed. And I don't know about all that. It sucks dick and who don't, probably. But, like, but we're losing by like 2 right now. We're like 2 more people than them. With him, just made it like 2. So we do a tow like every 2 weeks. Huh? No, fuck no. I'm not gonna educate. Fuck, don't do that. We have to have life. Fuck. Whatever. You ain't never been a pope. Like motherfuckers at Arlington, my cousin like this. Dude, it can't be that easy over there. You've never been here. Oh. Right? I had AC, ice cream, all kinds of shit. Right? Well, at least you have one. Yeah, well, Water Lane is right in the middle. Yeah. I bet that looks cool though. Look at this. Oh. No, keep that. Keep the whole thing. It's 18. 2 extras. 1 piece. Oh, there. Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. Yo, where'd you get that coat? Huh? You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker is nice. It's better than the regular ones, yo. You smell that? Where you smell that from, man? Is that Miss Carol coat she been looking for? You got this. Spicy and good. And good. Come on, Nathan. You good with spicy today?
All right, I took care of some of the paperwork. My healthcare company called me, and I'm trying to get them to pay for the rental that I had to rent for 2 months when I had to stay in Honolulu, in the Hawaii Kai part of the Oahu Island. Cardio rehab at Queens, and I'm on like my third appeal, trying to get them to pay for it. They kept denying me over and over, and they assigned a pediatrician to review my case, who rejected it, paying any part of my rental. And so I sent a letter to the State Human Health and Services Board. And, well, that got them off their ass to do another review. They want more papers this time. Anyway, we'll see if I can get $7,500 out of those guys or not. I know the searching costs a lot more than that. Yankee, go home. All right, let's see now. If there's any more gun or gold news. Nobody else is on here. I'll probably talk about gold. Somebody come on if they want to talk about guns. Lukewarm start for new London gold futures contracts. Everybody knows the fix is in, probably. Facebook launches fake news filter in France ahead of presidential elections. That'll be nice. I don't think anybody thinks Marine Le Pen is going to win. That's the conservative French presidential candidate, but they are sure as hell afraid of it because they know if she gets elected, they'll have a referendum to drop out of the EU as well. U.S. exorbitant privilege at risk. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. America's exorbitant privilege might be at risk with broad implications for the U.S. dollar and investors' portfolios. Explanation to follow. In Debt We Trust, Inc., liquidation sale. The U.S. was the anchor of the Bretton Woods agreement that collapsed when former President Nixon ended the dollar's convertibility into gold in 1971. Yet, even when off the remnants of the gold standard, the U.S. has continued to be the currency in which many countries hold their foreign reserves. Why is that? What are the benefits, and what are the implications if this were under threat? Let me say at the outset that the explanation I most frequently hear as to why the U.S. dollar is the world's reserve currency, quote, it is because of tradition, which is, in my opinion, not a convincing argument. Tradition only gets you so far. It ought to be policies and their implementations that guide investors. Wikipedia's definition of exorbitant privilege includes the term exorbitant privilege refers, and this is a quote, to the alleged benefit the United States has due to its own currency, the U.S. dollar being the international reserve currency. Academically, the exorbitant privilege literature analyzes the income puzzle, which consists of the fact that despite a deeply negative net international investment position, the U.S. income balance is positive. Despite having much more liabilities than assets, earned income is higher than interest expenses. All right. What makes the U.S. so unique is that it is de facto acting as the world's bank. A bank takes on short-term deposits and lends long-term, capturing the interest rate differential. Applied to the U.S. as a country, investors borrow cheaply in the U.S. and seek higher returns by investing in the rest of the world. In the investment world, we also refer to this as carry. One might say the U.S. engages in an amazing carry trade. As long as this carry trade works, it is quite a charm. That said, there are those who are concerned that the party cannot last forever. To quote from our own past writings, the former head of the ECB, the European Central Bank, Wim Duesenberg, said in 2003, quote, we hope and pray the global adjustment, where did I get the blood? We hope and pray the global adjustment process will be slow and gradual, unquote. In fact, a reference to the disorderly adjustment of global imbalances was a risk cited by the ECB every month in its statement until about the time current head Mario Draghi took over. This adjustment process is a thinly veiled reference to a political dollar crash. So, is there reason to believe that the U.S. may no longer be serving as the world's bank? At first blush, the answer would be no, as the U.S. has deep and mature financial markets. However, there are developments of concern. The first has already happened. Due to a regulatory change, our analysis suggests it is less attractive to issue U.S. debt in U.S. dollars for anyone other than the U.S. government. The regulatory change might look arcane at first, but on our Merck Insight, the end of dollar dominance, we argued that a quirk in money market fund rules that could be interpreted as an implicit subsidy for the issuers of debt has gone away. It is more than a quirk because funding costs for just about everyone other than the U.S. government has gone up, as evidenced by the elevated interbank borrowing rates, the LIBOR rates. We've all heard about the LIBOR manipulation, independent of the rise in the federal funds rate. If our analysis is correct, it means that the U.S. dollar is a less attractive currency to raise money in than it has been. These days, issuers might as well issue debt in euros, a trend exacerbated by extraordinary low income rates and the low interest rates in the Eurozone. Anybody wants to talk about anything else, feel free to come on. You go listen to Yankee Marshall rant and rave if you want. All right, let me pick up where I left off. A second change is under consideration. The House GOP tax proposal would eliminate the deductibility of net interest expense. If passed, it could have profound implications on how issuers around the globe get their funding, as we shall explain. If corporate America can no longer deduct net interest expense, we believe it will make the use of debt less attractive. It would discourage the use of leverage. Banks use a lot of leverage. And as we are pointing out, one can look at the U.S. as a whole as if it were a bank. A system with less leverage may well be more stable. However, a system that uses less leverage may also have less growth. From the point of view of America's exorbitant privilege, the key question, in our view, is how the world reacts. A plausible scenario to us is that American CFOs will move to leverage to overseas entities where interest continues to be deductible. Similarly, to the extent that foreign issuers in the U.S. use U.S. legal entities to raise money, that would likely raise funds through foreign entities where interest expense would still be deductible. The question then becomes whether the money raised from these newly minted foreign entities would be in the US dollar or in foreign currency. If they raise money in foreign currency, the US dollar would be cut out as the middleman, jeopardizing American exorbitant privilege. If you take a US firm, if they decide to use foreign subsidies to issue debt, they might also want to report more revenue overseas to make it worthwhile to deduct more. CFOs are highly paid, in part, we believe, because of their ability to engineer where to recognize revenue and expenses. We would expect CFOs to rationally optimize shareholder value in the context of regulatory and tax framework they are presented with. Once you take the step of recognizing more revenue abroad, it would only be prudent to match the liability, i.e. interest expense, in the same currency. But won't the U.S. be a more attractive place to invest if the entire GOP tax plan gets passed? What about the U.S. changes to a territorial tax system? What about the border adjustment tax or variant thereof? If the U.S. were to move to a territorial tax system, i.e. no longer tax corporations on their global income, it may provide further disincentive to issue U.S. debt. In the current tax system, corporations issue U.S. debt to fund domestic operations while avoiding repatriation of foreign earnings. The concept of a border adjustment tax still needs to take shape before we can have more definitive opinion on it. For what we see, it appears to foremost provide a one-time shock to the system, possibly causing a one-time inflationary impact as the cost of higher imports gets passed on to the consumers. That said, corporate America might come up with a variety of tricks to mitigate the impact of such a tax. For example, exporting fuel to their plant in Mexico, thus being able to deduct the cost of energy from imported goods. Not much discussed, but a potential US dollar positive would be if, indeed, investments could be fully expensed the first years rather than a requirement to amortize expenses over many years, as is in the current tax code. That is, if the U.S. incentivized investments over spending. I guess they'll know more about that if they actually pass anything. There's still one more component, a U.S. government that needs to issue a lot of debt to fund its budget deficits. To the extent that foreign governments have less of a need to hold U.S. dollar reserves, funding costs for the U.S. government might rise. While some believe higher borrowing costs might be a positive for the dollar, the opposite may be true if the Federal Reserve has to keep rates artificially low to prop up an economy that would otherwise deflate, or because government deficits would otherwise be unsustainable. The point being here that the U.S. dollar might become more vulnerable should fiscal and monetary policy not be sound. In summary, and this means we're near the end, providing a disincentive for debt might make the world more stable but lead to lower growth. It might encourage more issuance of debt in local currency, something that might also be healthy for global stability. It might leave the U.S. and the greenback behind. All right. The end. But everybody's watching Yankee Marshall, so fuck it. I'm sure he's ranting and raving about something important that he doesn't know anything about. Okay. Let's see, I saw Around the Cabin hang out today. Like a prepper YouTube channel. They have their own little website. See that open circle. That's a some video seminar. I have to watch that. Ooh. Irish Zombie Nation has a blade review on something called the Dark Timber Honey Badger. It's like an interesting folding knife. I think that's a folder. Looks like one. Just judging from the thumbnail. Swamp Donkey. Wishing for summer. I guess it's cold wherever he is. Alert. France leaving euro. The new currency will collapse. If I had a dime for every currency collapse video that I saw, it wouldn't matter if the currencies all collapsed. There are so many currency collapse videos now. Okay, there is a video that I want to see about a Canadian prepper that says titled Riots, WROL, without the rule of law, and martial law in Brazil state after police strike. Oh, so the police went on strike. All right. All right, well, they had a nice big riot in Brazil. I guess I'm going to have to watch that video for sure. Because I get all my fake news from the internet, motherfuckers. Full Spectrum Survival, full FSS World News Update, Starvation and War with Russia. Supreme Leaders Prepper Survival News. And they get it all done in 3.5 minutes, too. That's a lot to cover in 3.5 minutes. All right. That's on the to-watch list. Hashnazi says he got dealt a bad hand. I'm just looking through my YouTube subscription feed here. New training equipment in the house from Vampire with a W. Vampire. Looks like I missed last night's late night bushcraft survival talk from Freedom Bushcraft. Ammo Dog Puppies in Training by Pistol Pete. Caught, the Young Turks advocate violent riots. Steven Crowder's channel. Moon landings. Desert Eagle 44 mag and 50 AE combo package from the firearm guy. That looks like a high caliber video. 4.5 minutes. Somebody reviewed Tula ammo. Okay. It goes bang, is all I would say about it. Spider Ladybug knife review. Prepping for young people, the art of prepping. Netflix Nazis. Okay. AR bump grip by Bear Arms. I guess he's talking about bump fire. Let's see. Alert, debt bomb is crashing economy 2017. Massive silver price gains. Well, from your lips to God's ears. I got plenty of silver. I'd buy a little more, you know. I'm waiting for another price dip to load up, though. And I'm not going to panic buy anything, especially silver or gold. At least I don't plan on panic buying anything. Prepping for single people, the art of prepping. This Honolulu toddler nearly died in an assault, but no charges were filed. Honolulu Civil Beat. What the fuck shit is this that somebody posted? Well, somebody posted something that just pissed me off, so I unsubscribed them. Nothing personal, dude. It's just that I didn't like your post. Oh, David Morgan, Silver and Chaos in 2017. Death of the U.S. dollar, the empire will fall. Yeah, David Morgan, maybe he's one of those GATA people, Gold Antitrust Association. I think he's with GATA. 3 zombie apocalypse weapons. Tag, Wingman 115 tagged by Survival on Purpose. All right. BioLite Basecamp Pizza Dome testing. What the fuck? I'm allowed to eat pizza. Vermont Snow Train. Nothing Fancy did a Gerber knife review. Why would anybody do a Gerber knife review? And why would anybody look at one? 1,437 views already from a 2-hour video just because it's nothing fancy. Jesus. On a Gerber knife. Give me a flippin' break. People that subscribe and watch these dumbass videos, put some thought into your videos, people. Pick topics. Cold steel, acetyl spear throwing. That's probably something I should practice. Throwing spears. Selling a gun to a gun store. Tips and guidelines. First, you go to a gun store. That would be my tip. 45 seconds. Bat Jack in the Wild West at Harper's Old West Museum. I'm going to take a look at that one right now. He needs a windscreen for his mic. Hawaii bank robbers show up in t-shirts and flip-flops and use harsh language against tellers because they have no guns. Okay, spell flip correctly. T-shirts, just say swim trunks. T-shirts, swim. So in Hawaii, bank robbers show up in T-shirts, swim trunks, and flip-flops and use harsh language against tellers because they have no guns. ATF white paper. Kevin the Tack Daddy. Clerk stands up for robber and more. That's a 45-minute video. Here's David Morgan, Silver and Chaos 2017, The Death of the U.S. Dollar, The Empire Will Fall. Is over an hour. I want to hear about the U.S. dollar falling for over an hour. All right, somebody said something bad about somebody in the Apple Mafia. Let me hear this complaint. I don't know if I'm going to like it. All right, well, that video wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Somebody said he got screwed by somebody in the ammo mafia, but it was that he had bought like 50 cordless screwdrivers for $18 each. So it was just a play on words. And it cost me $50 just to replace the battery on the NiCad battery on my older model Makita screwdriver / drill at Ace Hardware. Because all the newer models have the big battery where it's like this big thing on the bottom of the handle, and the old battery used to go in all the way through the handle. It's a long, slim one, and they don't have those at Home Depot anymore. And Lowe's obviously doesn't carry them because they don't carry Makita, but Ace Hardware had it. But it was like $50. If you could get a whole new driver with a battery for less than that, but I just grabbed one of those batteries when I was there at Ace buying something else. And I saw it and I said, I got to get one. Fuck it. Well, if I would have known about the Black & Deckers for $18, I might have just done that instead and thrown out the old screwdriver. But whatever. Guidelines, part 2, slips and slides. That looks interesting. Well, it doesn't look interesting, but it looks like informative. Put it to you like that. All right, I'm going to go for the clickbait on the Canadian Prepper video. It's only 4 minutes. It's Spiritu Santu. Wow, within 4 days, the homicide rate in Espírito Santo, Brazil, has gone up by 650% after the police go on strike. They called in 1,000 soldiers, sent them into the city. And it's not enough. he's going to get me to do an internet search. Brazil police strike riots. Let's do a Google search and see what comes up, aside from this Canadian prepper video. There's nothing on Zero Hedge about it. Let's see the World PM news flow. What the current news? Crisis Watch. Click on that. Here's a good quote. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. Thomas Jefferson. There's something about that guy, Mr. Jefferson, that I like. All right, well, I'm not getting that news flow from what I want to see. So, all right, this new window. Brazil police strike riot. Alrighty. This is worth a screen share, man. Let's see, I'm gonna get back to Google Hangouts and screen share this. All right, police strike plunges Brazil state into lawlessness. The state of Espírito Santo has seen dozens of murders and hundreds of robberies in just a few days. The state government announced that more soldiers were being sent to quell the violence. Acting Governor Cesar Colano said the 1,200 already sent by Brasilia were not sufficient, as the state saw some 80 murders in just 4 days. Local media broadcast video of muggings, carjackings, looting, and other violence as the cities, including the capital, Vitória, remain bereft of law enforcement. Espírito Santo has seen about 200 robberies and about 900 million reais, $29 million or 27 million euros in damages to local businesses, and the police union said, as the federal government remained mum on crime figures. The military police, as the forces patrolling Brazil's cities' streets are known, are demanding better working conditions and higher pay as the country's budget crisis has begun to affect all sectors of society. Although they are barred by law from going on strike, relatives and sympathizers have blocked police stations, and the officers are not trying to get out. The court declared the strike illegal, and the state police chief was removed from office, but it has had little effect. All right, that was Deutsche Bank. That was DW. Let's see some other. Japan Times. The Wall Street Journal. Let's go with the Wall Street Journal. Oh, they're going to make me subscribe. Oh, sorry. I just wanted free news. I know I should pay for it. I don't want the Wall Street Journal. But my dad already does pay for it, so he subscribes. Never mind. Let's see. Oh, the Daily Mail. I'm not even going to pick them for a source. They're going to have some really good pictures, though. So, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with the Daily Mail. The worst possible source for news. Slaughter on the streets. That sounds like a Daily Mail headline. 52 murders in just 3 days. They're trying to set a record. So here's this picture. Nice day in Brazil. A civil police officer stands guard over a looter shot in the leg by civil police while looting an electronics store. So they aren't looting food yet. They're just looting stuff that they would like to own, like TVs and electronics and shit. If there was actually deprivation thrown in, it would be even worse. Somebody was a man winces in pain after he was shot in the leg by civil police while looting an electronics store. An unidentified man was shot and his body was found on Jacarepe Beach. And I guess everybody stole all of his clothes except his underwear. Jesus. That looks like a police officer. So I take it you could get a job as a police officer in Brazil. Pretty easy, the way things are looking now. However, probably if you took their jobs, they probably would be the target for the police that are on strike. A civil police officer yells, "Get back," to a crowd, calling him out for shooting a person who was looting a store. Get the fuck back in Brazilian Portuguese. All I remember is "tá bem" from Brazilian Portuguese, which means it's good. But if you say it just right, they'll think you're from Brazil. They when I would say that, they would think I was from Brazil until I made it obvious that I wasn't. "Tá bem. Tá bem." A bus burns violently after it was torched on the street during the chaos in Brazil. Here's the police walking, the army walking down that's capital city of that particular state. There's some looters plundering the electronics store, and they wonder why somebody got shot. We're just going and take their shit because we want it. If you rob a clothing store and get some pants, motherfucker. A man lies face down in the street surrounded by 5 armed military officers who had been called in to restore order. Yeah, that's the "please don't shoot me" petition. Paramedic attends to a man who was left on his back in the riots in Espírito Santo. I think everybody has left this call. That must be boring people. All right. I guess chaos is just not interesting. It's society breaking down. Some stores have resorted to hiring their own private security guard to stand outside and stop potential looters. Relatives of police officers camp at the entrance of police headquarters to block the main entrance during a police strike over wages. They don't want anybody to go in or out. Is that why they're blocking the entrance? Like their own relatives? This is an interesting comment. And that, ladies and gentlemen, who hate the police so much is why you need them. All right. Well, unless I see anything happening on gun channels. Ohio 45 ACP is asking me on the gun channels, do you upgrade the trigger in your Tavor? I just received my X95 and it does not seem that bad. No, it's not that bad. If you're a trigger queen and want some, you know, if you have to have some kind of super light trigger, you know, I just don't want to waste. I'd rather have some silver or gold than spend $400 on a trigger and then another few hundred for the lightning bolt that goes with it, I guess. But I never bothered with that. But I'm going to go to the range and pound some steel with it. Never will buy a Tavor. Well, that's your problem. Mine works great. The Dan looks really nice, but, you know, I don't think they're ever going to finish it. I was looking back at my video, and I think I released it in July. The most popular video on my channel, the most viewed video on my channel, is on that Dan. That there was a review that earlier. Somebody was doing a walkthrough at the outdoor show, and IWI was there, and they had the Dan 338 Lapua rifle. And my channel has a video on that rifle that was released over 2 years ago, and it had 58,000. It has 58,198 views. But it's like I released it like 2.5 years ago because that's when they, you know, they presented it at the Euro Satori show at the Arms Fair in Paris, and they kept saying it was going to be, you know, well, we'll have it in time for SHOT Show, and they kept saying that every year. And then this last time they were going to have it by October of 2016, and then by SHOT Show, and now they're saying March next year or something. What they said today, I don't believe them. This is like a vapor gun. They keep working on it to get it just right. I don't know if they have contracts with the military that they're fulfilling with state actors, but as far as it being available for civilians, it's not available yet, and I don't.